back. So I was leaving. I got some really good video on Rumble. I posted it to Rumble, guys. You're going to see a bunch of school buses pull up, a bunch of kids get let out. The crossing guards try to get me to leave. They don't want me to film it. One of the crossing guards doesn't even speak English when she's yelling at me. But I stay and I record 50 to 100 children getting out of school buses for the Deming School District. And then those kids just walk into Mexico. And before this happened, one kid walked into Mexico all by herself, and it's crazy. Welcome everybody, welcome back. Great to see you. Congratulations. Who was first? Let me see. Birdie2 tweet, first one in the chat. Good job. And I know Sylvia's always like right there. So hello to everybody. Debbie, replay in the house. Cool. Nice to see you. So look, I was leaving. I was going home to go pick up all the new order of books. And I saw all these school buses drive past me. And I said to myself, they're about to drop off another load of kids to walk into Mexico. So maybe I can show you guys live if you're not able to watch on Rumble. And again, I'm not trying to blow up anybody's spot or make a security issue or anything for the children. I'm literally trying to show Americans that their taxpayers' dollars, the tax-paying money, is going to allow children to come across the border, go to school in America, and then go back home. And so I just want to know what you guys think about that. There's video on Rumble right now. There's video right now on Rumble. And I would love to know what you think. I'm going to start posting more and more videos to Rumble. I don't know if these school buses are going to go to the border. Maybe they're going somewhere else. But we're I think less than 10 miles from the border. And there's a whole convoy of school buses going this way. So I figured maybe we would get another chance to do a live, right, and show you this. So additionally, I called the sheriff's department, and the sheriff's deputy was very helpful. He explained that their internal process is that he needs to, finish up the paperwork on their end, and in 3 to 5 days, I call the dispatch center to get information of the person who called in the fake report to law enforcement, right? That person who called and said that I was bragging about pointing weapons at agents, which of course I wasn't, which of course never happened. But someone randomly called and said that, and a sheriff had to drive 30 minutes from town and shake my hand and say, how you doing? And say, look, we got this call, which is horrible, right? It's a horrible thing that this happened. The last time that happened, my truck was stolen for 11 days, right? It took 30 officers 11 days to search my truck and find 0 illegal items. That's how I worded in the lawsuit. I say those words. It took 30 to 50 police officers 11 days to find 0 illegal things in 1 pickup truck. Come on. So, all right, we're on the road. You don't want to look at me. But I saw this convoy of school buses, and I figured, shit, they're about to drop off another load. Let's go see if we can get it on live stream for the people who don't have Rumble. I hope that you guys get Rumble, because from my new phone with a really good camera, I can just quickly post videos to Rumble to get them out. So please check me out on Rumble. Please help grow that channel like you guys did this channel, so we can have our community present there as well. 10-4? And of course, I have to say this facing me, sorry. And then I'll get in the chat with you guys, because we're still 10 miles from the border. Tony, congratulations on being grandfather again, right? And to Mackenzie for successfully delivering. Great job, Mom. That's really cool. So to all of them, to everybody, and Lisa, lots of love, lots of support. Congratulations on the new baby in your family, and I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody again soon. Brady Wayne, that's his name. Congratulations, Brady Wayne. Sorry, dude. Congratulations to Brady Wayne and to Mackenzie. Good. All right. So we're almost there, guys. And thank you for being in the chat, 10-4 Roger. I did get some emails from a few of you with information on the book, right? So I'm going to sign the book to you. I'm going to send it to whatever address you gave me. And so thank you very much. It was especially great to hear from him. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia, thank you so much. And all the moderators, thank you. I know we have some people who live in Texas. All right, cool. I'm running. Have a good service down here on the border. It's borderland. All right, cool. So sorry for the buffering, guys. We're just going through the borderlands here, but as you know, the service is great at the border, right at the border where I mentioned earlier. We're a few miles away, and 50 to 100 children who are just going to go across the Mexican border, right, to have dinner, despite coming into the United States to get a free lunch. And American children, they have dual citizenship. And I'll be like, they're living in Mexico on purpose. Their parents are, anyway, right? I'm just saying. All right, I love you guys. I'm really glad that you're on the live stream with me. Thank you. Were you notified? Did you guys get notified when the live went? I saw that Carly and a couple of other people weren't notified on the last one. All right. You're like, this is boring. Hurry up. I know. I'm trying, guys. We're almost there. I was actually just driving here, and I usually have my Marine flag behind me. You know, you can usually see it kicking around back there, and it's not there, right? So as I was driving here, boom, just broke in half. I don't know how I'm able to just pull over, you know, and pick up and put it in the back of the truck. But my flagpole has broken. Otherwise, the beast is doing great. You know, she also likes to be called Jenny or Jessie, Jennifer or Jessica, depending on her mood. You know, and she likes her hair pulled. Sorry for the buffering, guys. Is it better now? Jackie got notified. Okay, Roger. Carly says we were going through some buffering. Okay. I mean, we really are close. You can see there's nothing ahead of us. I'll zoom in. It's not like there's a whole lot of infrastructure up there waiting, you know, in some town we have to go through. And there's nobody behind me for a few hundred yards. And we're in southern New Mexico. We're south of the town of Deming in New Mexico. A little blurry, okay. I'm going to start using, tonight I'll set up my new phone with YouTube, but as of right now, the really clear video is on Rumble. So if you guys could, I would say right now, I'm probably a few minutes away. If you want to watch that Rumble video, that will show you what I'm about to show you. You'll see 3 buses pull up, 50 to 75, children get out of the buses and just walk across the border. You'll see a few crossing guards in the area. One of them yelled at me in Spanish, and I'll show you a video later. I'll post it to YouTube later. And I was like, hey, lady, you're going to have to yell at me in English in America. She said she didn't speak English, which I thought was interesting that a crossing guard is hired to represent America who doesn't speak English, you know, at all. I thought that was interesting. So then you'll see the male crossing guard try to get in my face a couple of times and to try to intimidate me out of exercising my First Amendment rights. Up here in about 30 seconds on the left, you're going to see a Border Patrol checkpoint. And I'm going to zoom in for you. They're really cool to go through. The guys are cool. Sometimes they'll ask like where you're going, to which I respond wherever the F I want in America, and they usually laugh and say yeah. Now as I'm going through the checkpoints, I ask them to go to my website and look at my field manual because I designed it for them, you know, trying to serve America. So you see the checkpoint up there on the left. I don't know if you can see it, if it's too blurry. They'll probably pull me over for holding this thing. Let me put this thing back in the holster. Sorry for the bumpy bumps, but that's how good my shocks are. All right, there you go. Can you guys see the checkpoint? So everybody has to drive through this checkpoint right here. And that lets you know we're real close to the border. And they have these all throughout Texas. Those of you who live in Texas know about it. They're in southern Arizona. They're in New Mexico as well. I would imagine they're in California. I've just never come across one. Yeah, Semper Fi, thank you very much. It was awesome to meet that gentleman. Did anybody watch the last video with the retired master sergeant who spent 3 years in Vietnam commanding a Vietnamese platoon? That special operator? I thought that was pretty cool. For me, that was the highlight of this whole part of the trip. For me, speaking with that gentleman was so motivational, so motivating. It was just really special. So if that guy ever watches this again, thank you, sir. It was awesome to meet you. I even heard him say, "Arr!" He gave me one. You know, he was so motivated, he gave me one. I gave him one too. But a hell of a gentleman, and his wife, you know, nobody is married to somebody who served, what did he serve, 28 years? Nobody's married to somebody who served that long and they don't serve themselves, if you ask me. And frankly, with some of the things that he must have experienced, it's people like that, right? It's the strong supporters, like you guys are for me, right? That help people to accomplish great things. And that was just an awesome gentleman to be able to meet, and just highly motivating. I hope you guys liked it. Yeah, thank you for putting all those nice comments in there. I was explaining to the couple how they can like go back. Oh, sorry, is it blurry? Let me zoom back out. I'm probably messing it up with this thing. How they go back in time, you know, and hit the live chat replay and try to watch it. So, and sir, if you ever come in here into this chat, if you ever watch this, just type like, "Hey, I'm the Marine that you met at the border," and then everybody will recognize your screen name, and you'll be a friend of the family going forward. You know, you guys know how it is. Oh! All right, we are making progress. It's better now. Good night. Thank you, Jackie. I don't want to upset Jackie. And we're almost there, guys. The goal is, I see a bunch of shadows in the back of that school bus, so I think we're going to have success. I think we're going to see the school district of Deming deliver a number of children who are either Mexicans or Mexican-American dual citizens to the border line, and then that children will get themselves across the border to their parents who are waiting on the other end, and there are shepherds who help them get across in the form of crossing guards who help keep the children safe, which is a good thing. Of course, there are Border Patrol officers and cameras and sheriff's deputies everywhere, so it's a very safe area, right? It's very safe for everyone, and we want to make sure it stays safe for everyone. But we also want to document what's happening in real time, so the Americans who are maybe mobility impaired, or who maybe have never been to New Mexico or have never been to the border, can see what happens every single day as part of normal American policy, right? That's what this channel is about. I just want to show you guys the truth, talk to people and get first-person interviews and intelligence, right? And that helps us all grow our awareness, which makes us smarter, which makes us more capable. That's what I say. I hope you guys were able to see that video. Laying it down. I'm so glad to have all you guys in here. Something that's really exciting is that in the next few days, I'm going to be filing a lawsuit against YouTube as well for what's been going on with shadow banning. So I don't know if you all have watched Elon Musk and the Twitter files, but Elon Musk blew the lid off of how shadow banning works. And shadow banning is the subjective application of perspective or desire of a federal employee against a citizen in an effort to stifle or limit their otherwise free speech. And this is done by those individuals directly with backdoor logins to their systems. And when I say they, I mean Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. So they're either logging in themselves with credentials and making these changes to people's accounts, or they're having conversations with senior executives And one example of those conversations was with some of the senior execs at Twitter and government agents from CISA, right, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure and Security Agency. And the executive at Twitter, I'm going to look it up so I can give you the perfect quote, right? But right now, if you Google it, you'll find it. He said, not everyone has the right to free speech. Not everyone has the right to be heard. Not everyone doesn't have the right to be heard. Everyone has the right to speak freely. Everyone doesn't have the right to be heard. Well, he can kiss my ass. That's what the American justice system is about. It's about giving everyone a voice. And so we're going to bring people in front of a judge in a U.S. court, and we're going to ask them some questions. And they can either lie or they can tell the truth, and I'm going to subpoena certain documents along with sending over the interrogatories. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We've had a lot of support from a very prominent attorney in D.C., and so visionaries, we're on the front foot right now, right? Our competitors might have thought that they were able to knock us down or out of the game, and I guess they forgot which city I'm from and what my dog's name was, because we're still in the fight, 10-4. And the fight is figurative. I'm saying a figurative fight. We're competing in it. I'm competing for freedom, and they're competing to erode my freedoms. You know what I mean? That's why I'm thankful to have you guys with me. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All right, here we go. I'm starting to see signage and radio towers up there. So I think we're getting close. And again, the action's going to go down as soon as we get there, right? Expect the buses will swing wide to the right between the Family Dollar and the border, swing around some like storage buildings and up a road, and then they'll park 1, 2, 3 ducks in a row along the road with the sidewalk and the Family Dollar on the right and the border behind them. The children will then walk down the sidewalk and they'll cross the border on their own, which you can see in my video, which is posted live right now on Rumble. So you can go on Rumble and see a video I've already posted. It's not live, it's a posted video, excuse me. You can see exactly what happened. And that's what we're about to watch. And, you can say what you want. I'm just going to show you what happens here at the border every day. And I think that there are a lot of different perspectives that are playing at work at once, right? One of the perspectives is, come on, man, they're just kids. Give them a chance to get the best education possible. Yeah, of course. One of the perspectives is, how can people move across the border so freely, and what's being sent in these children's backpacks to people who work in the schools who are associated with the cartel, right? Another question is, who's paying for all the fuel to drive the kids back and forth and for the cost of educating them, right? And if it's like, why are they live in Mexico? Are they paying into the system? They're like family constraints, supporting children. I get that having to work or legal constraints or whatever the situation is, I get that it can be hard to be a parent. And that's not an excuse not to. So it's very interesting that all these kids are coming from Mexico into America for school. And then every day, American school buses drive the kids to the border, drop them off. Mexican crossing guards in America, help them cross. Just saying. Oh, we lost one. We still have 2 ahead of us. Every day, right, they go back to Mexico. We're still in America, obviously, right now, right? We're still in America, and this is what the town by the border looks like. And we're near the Columbus crossing. Oh, there goes another turn. So definitely check out the video on Rumble. That's what I'm trying to show you. I don't know if this will happen 100% now or not, right? It certainly could have been only at 3 o'clock every day, in which case, because that's what the people told me. They were like, hey, you should come back at 3. That's when the crossing will happen. And so I happened to stay. I was here until 3, and I saw the crossing. So if we miss it now. If we miss it this afternoon, I will show up for you here at 3 o'clock in the future to show you what it looks like. But I saw like 5 school buses going quickly this way in a row. And so I figured, hey, perhaps it's possible that they're also going to the border, maybe like a middle school versus a high school or something like that. I don't know. So that's what we're trying to do. No guarantees, guys. You know, when you're rolling around with me that you never really know what you're going to get. But it's going to be patriotic, and it's going to be straight truth. And that's the border up there. Can you guys see it all the way up there? I'll try to zoom in. All that infrastructure straight ahead is the border fencing. So we're almost there. I know I've been saying that, but now, now we can see it. On I-5, what's the point of them doing that? I must have missed something. Oh yeah, so the kids go to school in America, and then the kids go home to Mexico to sleep and have dinner, wake up and have breakfast, and then the kids cross the border and go to school in America, and then the kids cross the border and go home to Mexico, over and over again, every day. And so that's what I'm showing on the Rumble video, which is posted right now. And that's what I'm going to try to show you guys now. But I don't even know if that's what this school bus up here is going to do. There might be like another American community that this school bus is taking children to. And if that's the case, I'll come back another day because it happens at 3 p.m. So I don't know if the Customs and Border Patrol has a live stream running on the border here, but 3 p.m. would be the time to tune into that according to the local intel. Load. And I think we're good. It looks like that. Unless there's like a whole patch of houses that I can't see somewhere, or maybe it's like their CBP kids or something going to meet their parents at work for the shift change. If it's not that case, then I think we're going to see a bunch of people cross the border to go home for dinner. Oh yeah, I'm sorry to go MIA, guys. I was writing the book, right? I was writing a book for you, which is going to help the entire Patriot community. It's going to help military. It's going to help law enforcement. It's going to help other good people, and that's who it's dedicated to. It's actually dedicated to the visionaries. It has like your names in there, some specific visionaries and generally the visionaries. And it's really designed to help keep us all safer, and more healthy. And it's information that I've taught at Ivy League schools and for government agencies and for park rangers and game wardens. Oh man, maybe this bus is going to run the border. I don't see a right turn signal on this dude. You see that school bus up there? See it way up there? I'm trying to get you guys close, but old Whitey right here is not going very fast. Come on, Whitey. We have to show the visionaries. All right, I think we're in business. That school bus is going straight. I can see all the border gates and everything. And again, this is, as always, a peaceful and nonviolent video. First Amendment operation. We want to shoot some video, some live video of people crossing the border. That's what we're here to do. Looks like this school bus is going straight. Let's see if he turns. This is the time for him to turn. Right in front of the CBP sign. I've never seen such a thing. Wow. All right, guys, this is the border. This is the Mexican border with America right here. Here's the Family Dollar I told you about on the right. Yep, and there goes the bus. We're in business. See how the bus made a right turn? Now he's going to loop all the way around. Here we go. We're going to make the right turn here. Check out the sign. Oh, yeah. We are in the game now. All right, and to all the deputies watching at home, I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Please read my book. I watched a crew painting these lines right here today. They look good. Look, see all the kids straight ahead? Look. See them? See on the school bus? They're all going into Mexico. I wasn't lying to you guys. See all those kids? That's not some shit. And they're all going into Mexico right here. See? That is the Mexican border right here, right ahead of me. Can you see that sign? What does it say? Now in the United States of America. This is what happens every day. All these kids get dropped off by buses, and then they go back to Mexico. See it? I hope it works. I hope you guys can see this. I never knew this was going on. That is the border. You can see the concertina wire. You know, the whole border is further back on the sheriff. He's going to go, he sees me, I'm letting you know I've got my hazards on. I got the money shot. This is what happens every day. America pays to send children back across the border. And then America pays the fuel, the food, the education, the teacher expenses, the healthcare plans, the retirement plans, all of this. The drinking water comes out of, right? Out of the supply here. So, filling hospital bed, whatever. But anyway, all these kids, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Did you guys know that this was happening? I mean, shocking. Those people were waving at us. Every day they come in and drop boxes. They come in massive numbers. And the lady over there in the mask, they come in massive numbers. And the lady over there in the mask, you can zoom in on her down there. So this is what it looks like. Just crossing the border. Plumber B, what's up, buddy? So I thought it was important that you guys see this. We don't have to make a big deal out of it, but this is what your tax dollars go to here in the United States. You know what I mean? It's in public, so we can record it. All right, looks like some police are coming. Let's leave. How's it going? Good. So there's some CBP officers. They're keeping the whole area very safe. Everybody's been great. And they're surrounding me, just for the record. So we're just going to go ahead and lock the door, but I am being surrounded. And so this is what happens. This is just one thing that happens in the United States. So now we're going. Clear the rear! All right, I'm going to back up. Head out of here. I'm going to put the phone down so I can't get it for that. Thank you. I was just showing what happens on the border.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No problem. It's a loud truck.
Yeah, it's loud. It's a nice truck. Actually, I like it a lot.
Thanks. It belongs to one of my dead Marines, so I'm driving it in his honor. And I have a patriotic live stream, and we're just showing the citizens what happens on the border.
Okay.
You know, just around America on a
to
daily
your
basis.
fallen brother there. Okay?
Thanks, man. Appreciate
and then,
that.
just real quick.
Yeah, of course.
If you have any questions pertaining to the children at the school.
Yeah.
And the crossing of them.
No questions. I don't want to know anything about the kids. I just want to show what happens with the First Amendment and leave.
They are protected, the kids.
Good.
That cross over, and it can be filmed or photographed.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Give you a little bit of insight like that.
I won't do it anymore. I didn't see anything that was posted.
Okay, but so like I said, if you do have questions in reference to that, you can get a hold of Mr. Hostel. He's actually in charge of the children.
Okay.
And this process. Okay.
So there's a man named Mr. Hostel.
Yes.
Who's in charge of all the
Hostel. Yes.
Who's in charge of all the children who cross from Mexico to America for schooling?
Part of the safety coordination of the schools. So whenever we get people that film the children and stuff, of course they're gonna call him. He calls us in return.
Sure.
And we come down here and check it out.
Yeah, which is fine and appropriate. We want to keep kids safe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't want citizens to feel like they're being hunted for exercising their I'm not getting a weapon Constitution.
Okay.
Their First Amendment rights. You know what I mean?
I understand that.
So when people stand up for their First Amendment rights and then they get hunted, it makes them feel like they're not quite as free as they used to be.
How are you being hunted?
I'm just surrounded by people with weapons.
This is an international port of entry. You know that, right?
It's good to keep it safe.
So it's safety. There's going to be people with weapons here.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
For that protection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So, I mean, that's the reason why we're hearing that. I mean, have you been surrounded by anywhere else? You know, I
just had an officer come up to me earlier over here because somebody made a false report.
A false report.
You know, and then the officer refused to do an investigation and press charges on them from your office, actually.
Okay.
Told me to call back and to the central dispatch in like a week.
Right
I'm not going to do a report.
Right now, you're not in any type of investigation.
Yeah, of course not. I haven't committed any crimes.
I asked you to turn off your vehicle for me so I can hear it. Well, actually, you turned it off by yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to have a respectful conversation with you to show you I'm a good guy and not a bad guy.
Yeah, so it's just friendly talk.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping us safe.
No problem. I mean, if you have any questions for me, feel free to talk to me.
What can Americans do to be better? How can we make our country better? What is it that we can do to work together to be a better country?
Well, I mean, that's making a voice for yourself, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
speaking up forward, and then getting a hold of your state representatives and so
Yes,
on
sir.
and so forth.
Good.
For here, we got our county commissioners. We talk to our county commissioners, and they hold meetings every month.
Yes, sir.
In Newnan County, we hold a meeting on 4th, the first Thursday of first or second Thursday.
Yes,
which
sir.
we actually have one coming up here pretty soon. So at that point, they're offered to speak on what they feel is that they can do.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. To know that
I
and communicate that
attend
to
those
citizens.
myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm a citizen here also. I'm a citizen of the United States, and that's where I go to.
Sir, I respect you a lot. That's awesome that you communicated that, and
Yes,
I think that that's an awesome way to get people involved.
And
Thank you for spreading that.
I mean, for you as a veteran, correct?
Of course.
You fought for that freedom. So
Of course.
I appreciate that as much also.
Thanks. I hope you
Yes,
have a
sir.
great day,
Yeah,
sir.
You have a good one.
Yeah,
Be
thanks.
safe. Yeah.
All right. They're good people, right? Just like I said on the way in here. They're good ones. It's only the ones in DC we don't like. He was a good guy, man. Those guys were great. So you know how it is. Can't go anywhere without getting the love. Alright. See all that line of police behind me? That's fine. I rolled down my window and I was like, I'm just gonna talk to you guys because I haven't done anything wrong. And I already got my oh wait, look, here comes two more busloads of children. I wasn't the only one. Oh no, it's okay. That officer was cool because he told people to go to the county commissioner meetings and to get involved. And he said that he goes to the county commissioner meetings and he gets involved. And so I think that that was a really good thing that sheriff's deputy said. And I'm not going to break somebody's shoes. Not going to break his shoes anyway for trying to be helpful, right? And did he say that there was somebody named Mr. Hostel who's in charge of the children? I would call Mr. Hostel and be like, dude, why? It's not Hasso, Mr. Hasso. They had like 4 or 5 officers come and watch me, and they said, oh, you can't film them. I don't know. I said it wasn't posted anywhere. I already got my film, so I don't need any more filming. But I did just want to make sure that they knew I was a good guy and I'm not like gonna like do anything bad to these kids. I want to sit here with the First Amendment on my phone, and I want to show the visionaries at home what's going on at the Mexican border. So you saw it. Hundreds and hundreds of children, right? I've posted videos to Rumble and now to YouTube that depict at least 200 children who the United States, who your tax money is paying to put on a bus. And here comes another bus. Holy mackerel, Andy, look at this bus. Here come more school buses, 2 of them. Look, guys, look at all these buses. Look, full of kids. So I'm just saying, right? This is what your tax money goes to. And I hope that you're happy. And if you're not happy with it, you should do what that sheriff's deputy said and reach out to your locally elected officials. And you should tell them that, hey, I saw this video. This is kind of messed up. I don't really want to be investing in this. If they live in Mexico, they should go to school in Mexico. Or you might think it's a great idea, right? You might think it's a wonderful idea. In which case, you should reach out to your local elected officials and be like, hey, this is a really great thing. Good job. You know what I mean? Just saying. But yeah, I thought that deputy was great. And he gave some really good advice. All right, so you guys saw it. I was able to get you, here in New Mexico, down by the border. I was able to get you down and show you how hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of children are ferried into and out of the United States by New Mexico School District every single day on your dime. All right? Isn't that what we saw? Did anybody see anything else happen? That's what it looked like to me. It looked like hundreds of students were being ferried into and out of the United States across a border, and they weren't being searched at all. So what if one of the students' parents is in the cartel, right? Because Mexico can't secure itself and the cartel runs rampant. What if they're bringing stuff into the United States that way? Nobody's checking at all. What if they're bringing stuff into Mexico? Nobody's checking at all. I'm not trying to be rude, but kids are dumb because they're not smart yet because they're children and they don't have socio-psychological conditioning to make them smart, right? I don't mean kids are dumb, they're smart kids, but they don't know as much as adults in most instances, right? So I'm just saying, how do you feel about it? I want you to document how you feel, what you think, about Mexican children or maybe dual citizenship children. I don't know. You have to call Mr. Hassa. Call Mr. Hassa in New Mexico, Deming School District or whatever, and ask him what he thinks is going on. And we can talk about it the next time we're on a live stream. But I got my picture for Deming, and I'm going to leave this area now. And it was great to interact with the people here. I learned a lot. I had no idea that this is something that occurs in the United States. And the reason that I'm especially interested in the border is because when I was camping at Big Bend National Park, 4 illegal immigrants crossed into my campsite. They crossed the Rio Grande into my campsite, and I had to defend myself with a weapon. So after that experience, I realized that our border is not at all secure. And in fact, people are being encouraged to recreate in national parks, and they're paying to recreate under the presumption of safety. When people, literally 4 people crossed into my campsite, 2 on mules and 2 on foot. And I was able to repel the people on foot back across the river. They took off running. The people on mules took off running into the park. So I was able to work with law enforcement. I gave them all the actionable information and intelligence. Told them where they could go find the tracks, that substantiate what I'm saying. And if they pop a bird up, they could just get the guy right now because, he's in a canyon. Definitely. So anyway, I want you guys to write. Let me see it. Document it, please. I really care about what you think. I know I run my mouth a lot, but I care about what you think, and I want to see it. And the main purpose of this channel is to document what Americans think, right? And see and hear every day what's real in America. This is Real in America, live and direct from the border, where you just saw hundreds and hundreds of Mexican children driven back to Mexico on American school buses, on American taxpayers' dimes. Earlier today, we saw a veteran, a master sergeant in the Marine Corps, who served 3 years in Vietnam, and his wife going into Mexico to get medical care because he can't get medical care at the VA. 3 years in Vietnam, commanding a Vietnamese platoon. Can't get care from the VA. Go back and watch the video from earlier today on YouTube and you'll see that. If you go back onto Rumble from today, you'll see another video of kids being dropped off. So you can add the numbers of what we saw together to those numbers, okay? And I don't need to record anything else. Everything is done, right? I'm leaving, but I didn't know it was illegal to record. It's not posted anywhere. No one informed me of that until we left. And we had a good conversation with a couple of law enforcement officers from the Luna County Sheriff's Department. We had some good conversations with the law enforcement, and I respect the law enforcement here. I think that they're doing a good job. They were straight up, right? And they held their ground, and they were straight up, and they communicated what they needed to communicate, and they got their way as we were leaving, right? So I think everything is cool. We didn't cause any kind of safety issue, but we did educate the American public on something that occurs daily, which is being suppressed, right? Certainly not being reported on. I didn't see Wolf Blitzer down here interviewing kids and parents. You know what I mean? Wolf Blitzer would sunburn like 5 minutes. I'm sunburning right now, but Blitzer would be gone. All right, I want to know what you guys think. It's crazy, right? Read Anthony's post here. Sorry, I'm driving. It's really hard. I got people behind me, guys. I can't be. I'll read it in a second. I got a guy who wants to pass me, and he doesn't realize that. See right here how this yellow line is dotted? When it's dot, 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 that means you can just pass somebody. So if you're watching at home, if maybe you've never been in a semi-truck or like on a road trip, or if your parents maybe didn't teach you, that's fine. But the dotted line means you just pass somebody. Real easy. Dotted yellow line, just go around it. It's good. I'm live streaming, buddy. I'm talking to the Visionaries. I don't think this guy gets it. He's like, I'm just going to ride your ass instead. Look, can you see him through the... He's like, I'm just going to ride your ass instead. I'm passing you on a dotted yellow line. He thinks he's Mexican. We'll see. Different. Oh, here he comes. Check a license plate. He's trying. No, New Mexican. I was wrong. Sorry. That's what you get for assuming. Makes an ass out of someone. Alright, wow. Doesn't he know how to torque you? Yeah, right. As long as behind our keyboards and do nothing, then nothing will change. That's right. Who said that? Vicky? Was that Vicky? Vicky, that's why you're a city councilwoman. You're a brilliant leader. As long as we sit behind our keyboards and do nothing, then nothing will change. That's right. You're darn right. So, guys, does this upset you, or do you think it's okay? I don't know how I feel about it. I want to think about it, because I always think it's good for children to be able to access education. And I'm an American teacher who goes to other parts of the world to help teach people American knowledge. So, right? So it would be contradictory for me to be like, this is horseshit. It would be contradictory. It wouldn't be pure. So, is there something wrong with it that irks me? Yes. Is it good that children are able to access a better education and a love for America so they can go on being people from this borderland to like maybe favor America in their choice in the future based on the influence they get from American schools? I'm down with that. If it's being done the right way, right? I don't know. I do know. Do you get what I'm saying? Train people in other countries. It has to be okay with American knowledge. Okay for people to come into America to get that knowledge. With that said, crossing our border openly, overback, drop them off, pick them up, drop them off. They could be in the bags. The bag could be left in a classroom while the children are at lunch. And the teacher could give it to her boyfriend who's associated with the cartel, whatever, distributed throughout the country. It wouldn't be a hard thing to do, right? Because no one's checking and no one thinks that kids can do anything wrong. The kids wouldn't even know they're doing anything wrong. They just bring their backpack. It'd be like a little secret part in it or something. The teacher might know to look at it. I don't know. It could be like people make a living. Like there are certain Americans who make a living for the government figuring out how to sneak stuff across borders. Right? Right? When we Americans whacked Osama bin Laden, which was a beautiful operation. All right, good job, Obama. President Obama, good job on that one. But when we killed that fool, right, body in the ocean, do you know the first plan of what to do with the body? Because that's always the question, right? The guy's really tall, Osama bin Laden. So they were just going to roll him up on a carpet, throw him in a drive away. It ended up, they buried him at sea. American victory. Good job to President Obama. Gotta say it. Gotta give credit where it's due, right? That's my point with this whole border education thing. I don't know how I feel. And I feel like to open my cell phone up to calls right now, just take calls from you guys so we can talk. Because I need to reckon this, right? Argue for it, argue against it, argue for it. Okay, kids get education, they might grow up to love America, that decreases cross-border violence, and it helps get GDP higher because there are relationships across the border as these people grow. Argue against it. I'm paying a lot of freaking tax money for some kid from another country who goes to bed and wakes up in another access the American educational system and food and diesel and protective services. Right? So that's the for and against. What am I missing? What are the other points, guys? You guys are really smart. Oh, it would be so cool to attend one of the school board meetings, wouldn't it? American Doors is dropping history. Good job, Birdie 2 tweet. You reached out to your rep, your congressional rep. Good job. We have to get involved how we can, and it's got to be in a peaceful and non-violent way, right? It has to be in a way that delivers and carries a high level of credibility. That's what I say. That's why I wrote that book. It's going to help all of us, right? Right. All right, cool. And I did get emails from you guys, Cash App and Venmo. If you send me at least $25, just send me your address. You'll get one of the brand new copies. If you're one of the first 10 people to buy the book, it's possible that there will be a printing error on the book. So if you do get a printing error, just send me an email, take a picture, send it to my email. Copies, okay? 2 fresh copies. If you did get a copy of the book and you do like it, please give me a 5-star review on Amazon or whatever you think is appropriate. But the better the review, the more people who will see that the book exists and be able to access that education. We're coming up on the Border Patrol checkpoint, so I'm not going to sign off until we get through the Border Patrol checkpoint, so I can let you see the Customs and Border Patrol guys, who I've always had very good relationships with. In fact, I worked with a Customs and Border Patrol agent. He helped to edit my book after I wrote it. So he was one of the people who checked out my book. Important to have good relationships, and important to have strength to stand up with people who you don't want to have a relationship with. You know what I'm talking about. All right, we're coming up on the inspection station. All right, here we go. 40 miles an hour. That's slower than. Here we go. Nice. Yeah, guys, please check me out on Rumble if you can. I'll put some pretty good videos out on Rumble. Oh, I see Lauren Boebert. You want her on the 2024 ticket? She's from Colorado. And I've actually voted for her in the past. I think Lauren Boebert's pretty good. She wanted to bring her handgun into the halls of Congress. I think that she's a big Second Amendment supporter, and she wanted to go into the halls of Congress with that. Last time. Thanks. Yeah, have a great one. Yeah, they were cool here. Right, Virgin. Safely. Look how beautiful these mountains are. Love the American Southwest. Incredible. All right, so thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just showed you hundreds of students crossing live at the border. I want to know what you think. Put it in the chat. You know, I see it both ways. I see that it's a tough policy question that smart people have to really, really think about. So we talked about some of the influencing factors. I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget, leaders are readers. You know, and I hope you'll check me out on Amazon, all right? I love you guys a lot. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful evening. Freedom!